Hello everybody. A lot of new players have come across European War 7, but a lot are confused, so I have decided to make a comprehensive guide to teach as many people as I can. I have completed this game to its fullest as of the latest update, and I will do what I can to give advice and help on every single section of the game. Let's first take a look at campaign. This is the campaign section of European War 7. These are pretty difficult in their own way, but they can be really rewarding. Rewarding things such as medals, generals, some cash, equipment, and a couple other things. You could also find general quests, which you need the appropriate general to do, such as Spear of Byzantine, you need that guy. And here you could do all these quests for extra things and puzzles, which we will later discuss. There's also daily quests that you shouldn't forget to do. These can pay some good loot, but they're pretty small. Some days they're doubled, so don't forget. Now, let's take a look at the castle. The castle is where you can customize all of your generals in any way you'd like. You can assign each one an army, as I have given Richard the First Knights Templar. This allows him to spawn with those three knights when he is deployed in Conquest or Campaign. Now, let's take a look at the general himself. Here he has a rank and a title. The rank gives him capability points that you could put in on the right in any stat you'd like. The title gives him a damage buff and a damage reduction buff. The little book and quill says that he comes with a quest, so if you own him, you are unlocked that quest. The shield with sword means he comes with a signature weapon, which allows him to buff every stat he has, as his is a crown, and you could see each of these stats are the ones he owns, and each one has been leveled up one level. These generals also always come with one ability, as Richard the First ability is clearing someone's mobility, which is very useful in the battlefield. Now, let's take a look at units themselves. This is where you could upgrade all of your units in the game. You can give them any level you want, as for example, Infantry Guard, he has level 5 on him, and you could see if I were to level him up, he would have increased stats in attack and in health. Now, these only apply to campaigns, so once you begin the level, they all automatically get applied that rank. In Conquest, the only way they can be applied that is when you spawn in a general with his army. Now, let's take a look at the Items tab. This is the Items tab. It's pretty self-explanatory. These are all the items that you own. It can range from training materials to rank up stuff, but the most important things are equipment and puzzle pieces. Down here are equipment. You equip them on your generals, you make them stronger. Puzzle pieces are used to actually upgrade units, certain ones in the Units tab. You need 30 of them to actually physically unlock that unit. But after that, it's pretty cheap to actually upgrade them. The war gear is different. It costs 10 puzzle pieces to unlock one, and you just apply them on a unit in the battlefield, and they get that buff. Now, let's take a look at the Generals tab. The Generals tab is where you could find all of the generals in the game. Some of them cost real money, some of them cost medals, but you can determine that by going through the tabs. Usually the first tab, the first couple ones are real money, like Attila, but the rest are free, which I have already gotten. The ones I recommend is this guy. He's free. You get him really early on in game, and he's very powerful if you level him up. The other one I recommend is this person. He's free with medals. Pretty pricey on the medal side, but he's really strong. And his quest that he comes with is very rewarding, as you get a really strong unit puzzle piece. Now, let us take a look at the recruit menu. The recruitment tab is pretty self-explanatory. This is where you can get 10 puzzle pieces, or one if you so choose, in either units or war gear. You unlock these by just playing the game normally, so don't worry. And then finally, the shop tab. This is where you could buy stuff with medals or coins, as you could find things that you may like. Like, I'm gonna get these. These I need to upgrade. And yeah, let's take a look at triumphs. Triumphs are like little objectives that you do and you get rewarded greatly. These are found in both campaign and conquest. So do check these out. Don't forget to check them once you finish something and see if maybe you've unlocked a little extra thing. There's also the Honors tab. The Honor tab is basically a battle pass for the game, but this battle pass is highly rewarding as you can get many things as a full-on new unit that is very late game, or 400,000 coins, which is a lot. The free side is pretty good. You can get 100,000, 550 medals, still not bad. There is the ads. You watch them if you want little rewards. They're not bad. Then there's bonds. Bonds are if you deploy these units in the battlefield together, you get the buffs on the right. They are pretty useful. Now, let's take a look at Conquest. Conquest is the funnest part of the game. This is where you are given a huge map and you can select any country you want. As in Legend of Vikings, I can pick any of these countries and play as many as I want. There's also triumphs for winning as each one, which is nice. But the problem is each and every single one of these maps have something called invasion nations. And they basically invade and kill everyone that they see. A lot of them do not accept any form of diplomacy. There are only two that do, which are the Vikings and the Pirates, which are found on Legend of Vikings and Rise of Byzantium. I will discuss how to fight each one. Let us begin with the Huns on Barbarian Invasion. Here on this map, the Huns will spawn at the top right. What you can do as, let's say, the Franks or Anglo-Saxons, if you're on the left, you just build a border right where the out of bounds are. Just put a line of units blocking them. They'll just run at your units. You could back them up. It'll be expensive, but as long as early in the game you sent as many units as you could, attacking other nations and expanding, so that all you do is focus on defending. And once they run out of units, you push them as Alans or Ostrogoths, same thing from the south. The thing is, if you're the two nations that are passaged with them, like Elamani and Ostrogoths, all you do, let them walk past and then walk straight into their nation and take out all their huts. Now let's take a look at Legend of Vikings. Here, you can't really do much. You just defend, put your units in your cities, fight them back. Generals help greatly against these invasions. The nice thing is with Denmark that appears here, um, all you gotta do is take their capital. If you take their capital, you're good. You can instantly surrender them, and they will give up. Vikings can't surrender, but you can diplomacy with them. So if you're lazy, very late in the game, you just diplomacy them, ally them. Very expensive. Let's take a look at Rise of Byzantium. The pirates, they're kind of weak. Once you fight them off, that they won't really attack you. In the beginning of the game, they send you a lot, but that's it. The Mauri at the bottom left, they're just very annoying because they don't attack Africa at all. They like take one city and then they'll just go straight for you. Like I remember Kingdom of Gepids, and like they came all the way to my nation and like attacked me. I don't know why. And at the top right, it's pretty easy. All you do in those mountain ranges, you build a line of units, um, or you can abuse one fatal flaw in them, which is you attack through the Byzantine Empire. For some reason, I don't know why, they like attacking the area of Kingdom of Gepids. They don't ever invade through Byzantine Empire. They do if they take the Kingdom of Gepids, some of their cities, but usually in the game they don't. Sometimes they send a unit or two. But if you want to be even more strong, you can have a boat right there on the top right where the Azars would spawn, and then you could take their city immediately, which is very nice. Um, let's go back to Rise of Byzantium. Let's talk about playing a game. Now let's go to Kingdom of Gepids. So here you can click the pause. That's how you get a basic victory. But if you want a hegemony, you want to conquer the entire map, except your allies. You can kill them if you want to, but allies aren't necessary to kill. Um, the problem is all Hunnic tribes or Hunic tribes, such as the Azars to the right of me that will spawn, or the Huns on the first map, or the Vikings. Um, those guys, you have to kill every single bit of them if you want to annihilate them. Others, you can't, like pirates or like the Denmark on the other map, or the Mauri that will spawn here later. Those ones, you just take all their cities like normal and they'll die. Now, first things first, let's talk about policies. You want to get first construction improvements so you could upgrade your city's cheaper cost. Get it done as early as possible. It will be super nice. Next is infantry cost management. Also super nice. You make all your infantry cheaper. Very nice. Infantry mobility you would want. There's none here for this nation, but very useful because you can take cities in very like bad terrain. Now, you also immediately before you do anything, switch your person. You'd want Justinian the First is ideal, but as a beginner player, this person is also really good because he has logistics expert. It will just make you get a lot of money in the game and metal. Very nice. Justinian the First does the same exact thing, but he costs a lot of metals. But if you love Conquest, get him. But what he does, he has the love everyone ability. Diplomacy goes up by 5 for everyone. So basically, if you take a look at everyone, everyone hates me. If you do Justinian the First, boom, everyone loves me. Even Justinian the First loves Justinian the First. But the pirates will never love me. They will always hate you. Now, let's also take a look at an ideal unit. Let's move this guy. What you'd want as an ideal unit mostly is 2 infantry and 1 counter infantry. Very ideal because the counter infantry keeps the other 2 alive. You can use him for everything. He's super nice. I've been using him for the entirety of the game. You can put in an archer, but they can get pretty expensive, and then they get really weak if your units die, and then it's just archer living, but all well. At castles, you can spawn in your generals. The first one's free, like let's do Richard the First. He's way too overkill. He will one-shot everyone. And that's what's nice about Conquest, because you could put in your super overpowered generals in the beginning of the game. And yeah, I think that's about it. I've covered everything. You will not have OP generals in the beginning, but don't worry. Over time you will. Just do campaign, do Conquest, and over time you'll just get stronger and stronger. After you are done playing the game, always remember, at the left, there is a saving game. Don't forget to save your game. You don't want to miss out on everything, because if you miss out and you lose your things, that would suck a lot. Don't forget you also got some things here, daily logins, some sales, notifications. You can always check these. Don't forget to also check out Easy Tech's social medias because they can do giveaways. That's how I got Richard the First. You can get so many things. They're so kind. They give away in-app purchases all the time to people. Just join, do their conditions, and for a chance to win. Don't get stressed in the game. It's a fun game. It's difficult. It will take time. Just enjoy the game, and you'll do good.